Hey, what's up guys? Welcome to another video. I'm here in my new office. We get moved into the new office. I've got a team now. I've got a team of a videographer and then I've got an editor, full-time editor with me. So we're going to be posting more videos here. And if you're not aware of that, check out my vlog channel. Coming to today's video, we're going to talk about a growth mindset versus a fixed mindset. And this is one of the biggest mindsets that you can have if you're learning pickup. Because इसमें क्या होता है, you might be going out and you might be getting rejected day after day after day after day. And then उसके बाद when you see that cute girl, तुम्हारे अंदर से मन नहीं करता open करने का. Because you feel that if you open her, you're going to get rejected again. So what do you do in that situation? Let's get into it and let's just dive deep into a growth mindset versus a fixed mindset. Let's go. Welcome back guys. If you don't know who I am, my name is Kshitij. This is my channel. Here I teach guys about dating advice, personal development and how to build that Ironman lifestyle. Coming back to the video. Sometimes when you open, you might get rejected and you're gonna have days where you're getting rejected again and again and again. And you might just be rejected 50 to 100 times if you're out there and you're just going again and again and doing those approaches. You're being at it. एक पूरा 2 से 4 घंटे का तुम्हारा session हो रखा है. And by facing so many rejections, that can really fuck you up. और फिर उसके बाद when you see that girl, you don't feel like approaching because you're like यार इतने सारे approaches करे हैं और अब मैं अगला approach करूँगा, I'll be getting rejected. But that's a very limiting mindset because what happened in one approach does not necessarily mean that it's gonna transfer into the next approach. So you can think about that, what if I approach this girl and this also doesn't work? Versus you thinking that what if I approach this girl and what if this one works? I've done 20, 50, 100 approaches और पूरे दिन कुछ नहीं हुआ है, but what if this is the one that works? Also इसमें ना numbers game का एक खेल होता है. In sales there is a concept of the numbers game. What happens is if you're going after like 10 prospects and those 10 prospects में से you're gonna get 1 or 2 or 3 depending on your level of skill at that time. How good you're in sales. Let's say you're starting out in sales. तो उन 10 में से वो जो पहला close जो तुम्हारा होना है, the first sale that you're gonna make, that could happen in the first approach that you do, or that could happen in the 10th approach or the 7th approach or the 5th approach. You never know. Which is why it becomes imperative and very important that when you're out there, you just be at it. So if you've done 9 approaches and the 10th one you feel like नहीं यार इसमें भी मेरा rejection होने वाला है, but you never know because you haven't done that approach. So you need to go do that approach because the numbers game is at play out here and that one you might just get it. And that's just something about repetition. You have to do it again and again and again because you just started out with games. You could not expect a lot of results. That's why you need to get more of practice. So think about it. What do you have to lose there? You'll always feel better doing the approach than not doing the approach. You might be thinking, yeah, she's with the guy, she's with the boyfriend, she's leaving home, she's in the parking, she's on the phone, she looks busy, मुझे नहीं करना चाहिए, अब क्या ही होने वाला है, दिन खत्म हो गया. But what if you do that approach and it fucking works? The thing that you're looking for is what you're letting go. And even if nothing happens, by doing that approach, you're just gonna learn something else. And then the next day you start off with game, whatever you learned the previous day, you'll be able to apply it more. The more you open, the more you get rejected, the more experience you get, the more immune you become to rejection and the more immune you become to your state crashing right then and there and you feeling like a complete piece of shit. And then the next rejection just goes through you. And that is what happens by years of just being at it, going after it again and again and again, repetitively and not letting it fuck up your emotional state and what you're feeling in that moment. So while you're gaming in one session or in one day, how many sets do you need to really work? You just need one set to make it work. You just need one set to make your day. The one set that you can pull or get a number or something can happen. Kafi time you guys can, get round 2, so club mein jaake, pull one, come back or फिर दूसरा भी कर सकते हो. But technically speaking, you just need one girl in the day. So 1 नहीं हुआ, 2 नहीं हुआ, 5 नहीं हुआ, 10 नहीं हुआ, 20, 30, 40 approaches नहीं हुए. But then what if the next one works? And you just need to succeed in one set to make your day. Many times हम क्या सोचते हैं ना कि यार इससे पहले कोई भी approach नहीं हुआ तो अगले वाला भी नहीं होगा. But we never know. As I just said, what you did in one set doesn't carry forward into the next set. It's a fresh set. It's like you're playing a video game. You're playing a video game, मर गए हो, restart हो गया, new life आ गई है. तो उसमें जो पहले हुआ है वो कैरी फॉरवर्ड नहीं हुआ है. But why do we have such a hard time doing the next approach is because we're emotionally invested in game and we feel that whenever we're getting rejected, it's something bad about us and not the skill that is happening, and which is far from fucking reality. Versus being emotionally resilient and knowing that that is not a reflection of who I am, that is just the approach that I did और वो वहीं पे खत्म हो गया. अब जो अगली approach है, that's a fresh start. So viewing it as a fresh start is always going to be better for you. So don't project your previous experiences that you've had into the next one because what is happening is because of your past, you're fucking up up your future and you're fucking up your present and you're letting it define you. Be completely free of it so that you're living each and every approach and each and every day as a fresh one. Now let me give you an example of a story. I was in boot camp in Mumbai and we had gone to Car Social. अब वहाँ पे हम अंदर गए और फिर अंदर ना पूरा environment खाली था. It wasn't a very good game night. There weren't a lot of people and we had already done some approaches. तो वहाँ पे ना venue भी अजीब सा हो गया था. Plus there was a match going on there. It was 11:30 at that time. And उस time पे what we could have done is we could have stayed in that venue and been like यार अब जितने लोग आएंगे उनको आने दो, देखते हैं and we'll have to work with this. Or we could bounce to a better venue with better sets. But the problem is going to be that since we're 4 guys, 3 students और एक मैं, we might not be able to enter. And if we're not able to enter, we're going to fuck up a night. And this is something which happens repeatedly. You're going to be faced with the same question multiple number of times if you go out regularly. Also another problem that happens is that लोग अपने घर के बाहर ही नहीं जाते हैं. Because they're like, how am I going to enter the club? It's couple entry. It's been too late. I don't know who's inside. मेरे को अकेले जाना पड़ेगा. So what you do is you end up staying back home. But what if you would have gone out and you would have just tried to enter the club? Just trust that if you go out, things will fall into place and just somehow something is going to happen. That's a much better mindset to have rather than just staying home. So similarly, what I did on boot camp was I was like, okay, fuck this shit. There's no point staying here. यहाँ पे हमें दिख रहा है कि बकवास है. Let's bounce to the other club. We'll find out a way. We'll figure out a way and we'll just enter. So I told these guys, let's go. This is the risk that we're taking. That हमारी वहाँ पे भी entry नहीं होगी और फिर हमारी यहाँ पे भी नहीं होगी. और अगर हाँ वहाँ पे entry नहीं हुई, then we can get back here by like let's say after an hour or something, and then we can come back here for the end of the night. और उस time पे we can get something done. But I feel it makes more sense to go there because we're gonna have more experience. So we went there. It was 11:30, 11:45 तक we reached that. 10-15 मिनट हम बाहर रहे. We tried to enter and by 12 we were inside. And 12 बजे से लेके 1:30 तक it was an amazing night. Also the later club that we went to was open till like 2 o'clock instead of Car Social जो 1 बजे तक बंद हो गया था. So it was a much better decision leaving from the club and going to a better club rather than staying there. And mostly in your life ना those decisions are always going to be better. Like घर पे रहें बाहर जाएं. Going out is always going to be a better decision. Do I go for the kiss or do I not go for the kiss? Going for the kiss is always going to be better. Do I go do the approach or do I not do the approach? It's always better to do the approach. And even with switching venues, always better to switch venue if one venue is shit and then go out there and figure out a way. हाथ पैर मारो, develop the killer instinct and just enter the fucking club somehow. Now, coming back to the point of you being rejected 10 times in a day, now you see this very cute girl. Now, think in terms of probability. How are you going to get that girl? Just by looking at her and just being like, यार आज मेरा दिन अच्छा नहीं है, मैं घर चला जाता हूँ and tomorrow we can start afresh, or just taking the leap of faith and doing the approach because you're never going to see her again. She's gone anyway. Either you do the approach where your chances of success is at least 1%, 5%, 10%, something better than nothing, right? Versus when you don't do the approach where your chances of success are 0. Not at all. You're never gonna see her again. If you do the approach and you fail, never gonna see her again. If you don't do the approach, you fail, but without any probability of success. So it's better. Fucking go do the approach. In one of the previous videos I did, the magic of pushing through, I'll add a card to it right here. So what happened there was a student. He wanted to quit thrice in one night. 3 बार रात में आया मेरे पास, bro यार मेरे से नहीं हो रहा है. I'm feeling out of place in the club. I don't think this is for me. बिल्कुल भी नहीं हो रहा है because he could not see his progress. And he was like यार ब्रो नहीं हो रहा, मैं अप्रोच करे जा रहा हूँ, मेरे को रिजेक्शन मिले जा रहे हैं, मेरे को अजीब सा फील हो रहा है, मेरे से डांस नहीं हो रहा है. I'm looking at you, I'm looking at the other students and I don't think I'm cut out for this. I think मेरे को घर पे ही रहना चाहिए. And I just wanted to come on the boot camp so that I can do the approaches. अब मेरे से approaches हो रहे हैं, so I'm happy with it. I was like नहीं bro, ऐसा कोई चांस नहीं है. 3 बारी मैंने उसको मना करा. And then what happened at the end was he started making out with this girl. Imagine तुम क्विट करने वाले हो और तुम्हें 3 बारी फोर्स करा जा रहा है and then at the end you end up making out with someone and that is the power of having a growth mindset, having a promotion mindset versus being like यार अगले वाला सेट भी ऐसे ही होएगा. You have to trust the process that things will fall into place if you be at it for a long enough time. That this shit works. Trust the process. उसमें हार मत मानो. जो पहले अप्रोच हुई है उसको आगे मत आने दो. Don't let your emotions fucking falter. Let it happen. With games, you never know what can happen. And we being human beings ना हम ऐसे conditioned है that we always assume the worst. Let's say there's a girl walking by. मैंने उसको approach नहीं करा है. I do not know anything about that girl. I do not know if that girl is single. She's looking for a boyfriend. There might be a possibility that she's dressed up today so that there's some guy who's gonna come up to her and do the approach. I do not know that she has the type of a guy and I exactly fit into the type of the guy that she wants. I have no idea about that. So if you do not know, stop playing the game in your head. The game is something that needs to be played in the field. You need to go out there. You need to have real life experiences. Stop speculating about this thing. A better approach is to assume that it's gonna work because that is one mindset that's gonna help you versus the other mindset कि यार ये तो work करेगा ही नहीं. और दोनों चीजें it may or may not be true. So before doing that approach, you never know that if it's gonna work or if it's not gonna work. The only way you can know it is by doing the approach. So पहले से ना don't assume the worst. Just go out there, do the approach, find out for yourself, break out of the conditioning that you've developed break out of the conditioning of always assuming the worst. And if that approach doesn't work out today, it'll work out tomorrow. Versus, अगर तुमने आज भी वो approach नहीं करी, तुम कल भी नहीं करोगे. So what you're reinforcing is a negative belief. So tomorrow when you go out, you're gonna do the approach. तब वो work करेगा अगर आज नहीं करी तो. So in any situation, it's better to do the approach. At least just go for it rather than not going for it. See the conditioning here. You never know what's gonna happen. And even if you do not get the girl today, even if that approach does not work, number one, you've learned something. And secondly, if it does not work today and you have this mindset, so tomorrow you're gonna come out again and you're gonna do the approach again, and then there's gonna be a time when it will definitely fucking work. I'm telling you this by field experience and by using my fucking common sense. So that's gonna be the video. I hope you guys are subscribed yet. I hope you liked the video. Let me know in the comment section below what do you think about the video. If it was something that you're interested in, if you wanna see more videos like these where I break down my mindset, where I break down my bootcamp stories. That being said, if you're not subscribed yet, make sure you hit the subscribe button, spank it, smash it, demolish it. I'm gonna see you guys soon. Peace. So, instead of Car Social,